the kitchen of intrigue, Curt Jackson and Chris Callowell are cooking up a batch of mystery soup.
Each episode serves a new blend of tips, tactics, trends, and tales from the business and design sides of the escape room world.
So grab your spoon, because this episode starts in 3, 2, 1.
Mystery Soup.
All right, welcome back to the Mystery Soup podcast. Not just a Mystery Soup podcast, but the Mystery Soup podcast. This is the one you're wanting. I know you've been waiting, trying to find it. You found it. You're here. Welcome. We're glad to have you back. For those of you who've been listening, this is, I don't know, almost our 30th episode. We're getting close to there somewhere.
Already? Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy.
We've had a lot. I feel like it's somewhere around there. I don't know. You'll have to look that up and see. I have a very exciting person that we will be interviewing today on. Many of you know him as Curt Jackson.
What? Me?
It's you, aren't you?
That's me.
Today's your day. We're interviewing Curt today. Now, those of you that have been listening for however long we've had this podcast going are sitting here going, wait a second. These guys interview escape room owners. Well, today, actually, we're doing just that because Curt is now an official escape room owner.
Woo woo.
That's almost perfect. It's so exciting, and I am pumped to talk to you. I forgot to introduce myself. That's how exciting I am. But my name is Chris Callowell. With me, as always, is Curt Jackson.
Chris.
But we will be talking to Curt today. So I guess first we kind of need to say, what'd you do? How do you have a room? Where are you at? We got to get started there so people know that. And then we'll get into the questions, I guess. So
sure. So
where are you at now?
We are in Rhode Island, of all places.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. In fact, on our RV trip, when we were trying to hit all the states, we went to Rhode Island. We played a place.
You blink and you miss it.
Seriously. The joke here is if you have to drive more than 30 minutes, pack a lunch. That's the Rhode Island, because you're going the whole state, basically.
Yeah, that 30 minutes is the state, right? I mean,
just about. Unless there's traffic, and there's a lot of traffic at times. But when on our RV trip, that was the first time Tina and either of us had been to Rhode Island. And we just went to play a couple escape rooms and out. Like, we didn't even stay the night.
Yeah.
So this is not.
Did you go to this business? Did you play when you were on?
No, this is not one that we
so
played.
You didn't even do that.
So yeah, we bought Lock and Clue escape rooms in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. That's where I am at right now. Tina's still in Florida.
I guess the next question, besides why Rhode Island, is why not Indiana? I mean, why were we not even on the radar?
When you suggested that, we both laughed.
We did an escape room here, correct? No. Did you do one in Indiana? You did.
Oh, we did. Yeah. We played a few in Indiana, but not with you.
No.
Well, in fact, the ones we played with you while we were staying in Indiana were in the other states.
They were. We went to Kentucky. We went to Illinois. We went to Wisconsin.
We went to Ohio.
Yep, we did go to Ohio. That's right.
Everywhere but your state.
Ridiculous.
So, yes, that's why we didn't.
That's what
look there.
There's no good ones. We need you to come here and build one.
That's it.
All right. When Lock and Clue gets big enough that you start expanding into other states,
we have a running
list, right?
A running joke, because Pawtucket is spelled Pawtucket, right? And the place that Tina owned before this was in Kissimmee. So we're just going to have locations in places that are fun to say. Yeah. So Kissimmee, Pawtucket, Kalamazoo, Rancho Cucamonga, places like that.
I will look and see what kind of weird names we have here in Indiana.
There you go.
See what I can come up with. I'm sure there's some weird ones. So, okay. So let's start off. You have not always been an escape room person. You actually started off in the camping world, which is how we got to know each other.
Yeah.
And then you got into the escape room. So how did you make that transition from camp to escape rooms?
Well, I will let a little secret out that I wrote a book, How to Create a Low-Cost Escape Room for Summer Camps, recreation centers, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And at the time, I had not even done an escape room when I wrote that. And yet it still is a good book. Like, since I've been in escape rooms, I'm like, hey, I did a pretty good job for not having done escape rooms. You know, I knew the idea. I had seen YouTube videos on escape rooms. I had researched it, and I wanted to create one for my camp, a program. And so I started that process. I was like, more camps need to know about escape rooms and how you can do that. And so I wrote out all the notes that I needed and just kind of transferred that over to a book to sell. And I need to
actually, because you have the 101 puzzles for escape rooms.
We do have the 101 puzzles, and I co-wrote that. And yeah, that's got some great puzzles, especially for.
Had you played an escape room by that point?
Cost. By that point, I had, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anywho, I need to rewrite that book, but it's decent for what it was.
It's still, I mean, I don't know how many sales you're making, but I still hear people reference it.
Yeah.
When I'm around in my circle, and I actually teaching at a conference coming up, and I will be referencing it as well. Like, this is a good starting point. Start here.
It is. It's not too much information, because I've seen other escape room books, and it can be really overwhelming, or it's not really.
Here's how you can spend $400,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it should be called.
Right. So yeah. Anyways, that's kind of how my interest in escape rooms kind of got sparked was through programming at camp. And you and I are both programmers at heart. And we love programming for camp. We love being able to create something that is unique for the campers and the staff. And just through that, I just, wanted to do escape rooms, and I fell in love with them. And I met Tina through escape rooms. So
that's right.
And she loves them as much as I do.
Do you know, when you came to Illinois to live at the camp for a little bit, and I did my first escape room, do you remember what number you were on then? Any clue? It was early on.
It wasn't much. I think maybe like my 5th game, if that. Maybe less.
It was when you went back to Florida, and then Tina, that you started doing like hundreds at a time.
Yeah, we started going ham on it for sure.
I don't even have a chance to catch. Maybe I do now, because you're gonna be so busy in your current escape room. I have a chance to catch up, but I'm not even at 100 yet, and you're at 3 something.
Almost at 500. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So stinking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So do you feel like being at a camp and having kind of that camp knowledge has helped you in how you're going to run this new room?
Yeah, I think being a camp person helps you in a lot of different ways, right? Because you have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
It's one of those careers where things happen last minute, whether it's, we had a whole day of outdoor fun planned and now it's raining, or 2 staff got sick and they can't be here, or this parent is really upset and we have to deal with that. There's just so many things. There's wasps and anything. But so you definitely have to be adaptable.
Random snake falling out of the ceiling.
Seriously. I think the programming part, the creativity of doing programming, you and I are never one just to go with what has been done year after year. We want to do different things, and we want to keep it fresh. I've also learned a lot about taking care of staff and supervision, because when you're in the position of a camp director, those become your kids. And if you take care of them, they'll take care of the campers. And then kind of just the idea of whimsy, because you're making programs for kids and you want it to be almost fantastical and whimsical, and so that the kids have fun and they remember camp as one of the highlights of their youth. So those are kind of skills and thought processes that I'm bringing over to this business.
Anything campy, or are you going to have a camp themed room or anything you want to add to a Lock and Clue there?
I was taught by an executive director about beginnings and endings, right? So if the beginning of the week or the session, you make it really exciting, then the ending of that, you also make it really exciting. So you kind of bookend with that excitement. As long as you don't mess up the middle, that's what kids are going to come with and leave with and remember. So I think that's the same with escape rooms that I've learned, that if you have a really good beginning and you have a really good ending, then as long as you don't mess up the middle, you'll be successful. So that's one thing. And I'm thinking maybe based on your camps, having camps during the summer.
I was going to ask if you're doing escape room camp.
Of teens learning how to put together an escape room.
We talked to Niagara Escapement.
Niagara
and camp.
Niagara Escapement.
Yeah. I had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do that. They have something similar. So
right. We think we could put together a really good program. And yes, we are planning to have a Sasquatch game that takes place at a summer camp.
I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't finished. Actually, my assistant director and maintenance director have taken over it because I'm being so slow. I'm not finished my Sasquatch bag. So they've just taken over it. So here you go. I'll give them your phone number and you guys can
seriously
need to get on it.
I still need to put one of the Alex's backpack in the lobby.
I was going to ask, are you going to put those back out again? Your little escape bags?
Definitely. We had the staff do them when we first got here just to try them out. And they're good. They're good little bags.
Do you just have the Alex's backpack?
Yeah.
Or did you make any others? Okay.
No, that was the only one. I have 2 that are in the works, but 2 others that are in work.
So, all right. We kind of talked a little bit about Rhode Island, but you saw what? Hey, how many places did you actually go? You went to almost every state, right?
Yes,
all but like North Dakota or something.
We missed the Dakotas and of course not Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah. So how did you end up in Rhode Island? Like what attracted you to that state?
This opportunity came up. And we kept saying, are we really going to Rhode Island? Is this really what we're thinking of doing? But we were starting in Destin and we looked all over Florida. And just to not find anything, because at first we were going to build our own. We're just going to lease space. But in Destin, there's so many of the buildings are older and they don't have the sprinkler and fire systems. And if you want to retrofit that, it's like 30 to 50 grand or more. And the lease rates were high. So we decided, let's look for an existing business. We looked for an existing business all over the country. We did have certain states that we definitely didn't want to go to, because I will not live in the desert. So that wasn't going to happen.
I am pretty sure you told me you would not move to somewhere that it gets cold and snowy. Does it not get cold and snowy in Rhode Island?
It snows less. And because
it snows to the less ocean here in Indiana than it does in Canada. We're just going with less.
We are close to the ocean. I don't want to drive in snow, and so it barely snows here. Apparently, it's from what we understand.
Yeah, I hope
we'll see.
Pours buckets this year.
But at the other extreme end, you're in Florida where it's hot and muggy, and
it's awful.
And I tell you what, this is the first time I've lived in a place that has true seasons. So seeing all the fall leaves and everything is amazing for me. My whole life, I was in California, mostly Southern California, and then Florida. So that's very cool. But we thought we're always up for a new adventure. And so,
it's 45 degrees there right now.
Oh, it's 34 this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it says right now 45 and cloudy. So good. I'm glad.
Yeah, but this came up. It's got a lot of space, a lot of potential, we fell in love kind of this mill building because we're in an old mill factory.
What was milled there? Do you know?
I don't know. I do know that part of it was a candy factory.
Oh,
which is kind of cool.
that's kind of cool.
But yeah, it's Hope Artiste Village. So a lot of the shops that are here, there's shops and there's apartments, and a lot of them are artists type shops. But when we first got here, we thought, looking on the website, that it was kind of like almost like a little mall. And so you'd go and see. You get here, it is not like that. All these little shops and businesses are by appointment only, mostly.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
And so
different.
it's kind of dead. They used to have pre-COVID like a farmer's market and all these different things. I will say that they do a lot of events. So there's weddings here every weekend.
Okay.
So we're looking, maybe we can make some wedding like puzzle boxes to put on the tables.
Yeah.
So we're looking at something like that. We want to get in
That's a
on
good
their
idea.
events for sure.
Well, and I know, like, because when you guys are in Orlando or Kissimmee, you had a lot of walk-ins.
We had a lot
Do
of
you
walk-ins.
Do you
We have
see
no
that?
walk-ins here.
Yeah,
No,
none there.
not at all.
And that
Yeah.
probably won't ever be a thing. You
I
don't
don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Even with the events here, it doesn't
Is that
seem
good or
like
bad?
it. I liked having walk-ins
Mhm.
because it was extra business, right? People were walking by all the time. But it's hard to staff when you have walk-ins
Yeah.
because you have to have staff there, and sometimes they're just there doing nothing. Here we can have a little bit more. Well, here we have a better idea of the busy times, so we can staff accordingly, and we may go to like an on-call system.
Yeah.
We'll see. So pros and cons.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So the rooms that are currently at Lock and Key that you, it's not adopted, I guess you bought, you got with the business. How many are there? There's 4, 5.
Right now there's 5, and there's a 6th one that's almost ready that they built before we got here, but it needed some work before before we wanted to make it public.
Are you keeping those 6?
For now, there was a kids room called the Zany Zoo, and that's the one we're kind of demoing now, and then we're going to build a new room in there first. Then we're going to start switching out the other rooms. They've just been here for so long. They've been here for 6 years. And yet it's interesting, Chris, because the groups that have come in, a number of them have said, hey, we're waiting for this new room because we've done all the others and we love this place. And we were like, oh, people really like the rooms here. When we played them, and maybe because we played so many, we were like, they're not bad. They're not bad. But yeah, there's a lot of love for this place. And
that's good.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be switching out. Right now we've got a vault thing. So that one's called the Vault, and it's a heist type of game. Then we've got Agent Zen, and that's the newest one, but it's still been a number of years since it's been here. Your government recruits kind of looking for what happened to your mentor, Agent Zen. Then there's The Inheritance. You're a group who has been told that their uncle, who they have never met, is dead, but left you an inheritance. So you need to go and see what this inheritance is. Then there's a Sorcerer's Curse. And so it's like a sorcery magic kind of feel. And there's the Cellar 2, Saul's Revenge. That's our horror-themed game, which is so much fun to run. I'm really enjoying
Revenge.
that.
Does that mean there was a first one originally?
There was a first one, and then they did a new one that kind of goes along with the story, but you don't have to have done the first one. And the newest one is Space Pirates, and so it's a space-themed one that has a lot of tech, and that's kind of where we're having issues. So we need to fix those before we open that one. Yeah.
there's a place here in Cincinnati that has a buy one get one free on Monday days to come and do an escape room. And so we've been doing that because our 4 staff then get in for just cost of 2. It's a place that normally has public rooms, so we always try and pick early so it's just us.
Okay.
And we'll get in both times now. The first time, one of the answer, they forgot to wipe off a whiteboard, so the answer was there. It was just a counting thing, nothing bad. We didn't care. They offered us like, oh, what can we do for you? Can we give you a new room? Can we do like,
wow,
not a big deal. It was nice that they did that. So then we went back to do another room and the door didn't open like it should. And so they had to come over the intercom, and they stayed in character because we were secret agents. Secret agents, looks like the door is stuck. Try and pry it open. So we did. No big deal. Totally fine. No issues whatsoever. We get done of like, we are so sorry. You guys can pick out a shirt. You can pick out any of our merchandise that you want. We're like, this was really not a big deal, but we were very impressed. And so we keep saying like, we got to go back on a Monday again because we're getting broken tech and whatever. We're got lots of free stuff from this place.
Wow. That's amazing, because we have felt that customer service in the escape room industry isn't great. Like it isn't bad. Like people are very friendly, we found, but if there are tech issues or if the room is not what you expected, it's just like, oh well, kind of thing. But we definitely want to up our game when it comes to customer service. That's a big part of what we want to do.
It's a good thing. All right, so you talked about your rooms. Now I was going to ask you, Rora, you'd bought some rubber duckies off of her. She was selling for Kids Biz Market. Did you see all the little, like the wizard rubber ducky was for your the pirate was for your space pirates? I can't remember. She picked so many out, and it was so funny.
I didn't get a wizard one.
Oh, I thought there was a wizard sticker. Is there a wizard sticker?
Oh, there's you put so many stickers in there.
Yes.
I know. So I don't know what the bikini duck is for.
Let me think what that one was. What were your rooms again? You had Agent Zen.
We don't have anything like that.
I don't remember what that one was for. Maybe she just liked that one.
And then we got the pirate. Okay, I get that. The space pirates. And then you got a little policeman.
Yes, that's your agent. That's your secret agent.
Oh, gotcha. That's hilarious. So one of the things that we want to do is add in kind of the duck thing, because that's been our thing as we traveled. And so on the new website, we want to hide little ducks around to find, and we want to incorporate that in maybe the rooms. Maybe it's an Easter egg here and there. So we're definitely going to lean into the ducks, but not that it's totally in your face kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just for people in the know.
Rocket Fizz hides little paper rockets in their store, and if you find it, you get 15% off your purchase.
What?
So maybe you could do a little if you happen to find the rubber duck as you are going through the room, you can 15% off or 20% off your next escape room booking.
Yeah.
I mean, I would spend the entire escape room looking for the duck, because that is how I am.
Right.
Totally how I am.
Well, we talked to Omar from Herndon and how we loved that they had those bonus puzzles and you got something if you open the box. We're thinking about doing kind of the same thing and having either a duck or like a cauldron, since we're mystery soup kind of thing. So we're still workshopping those little ideas out.
I wonder if you can, I would assume you can have custom rubber ducks made. You can almost get your own custom rubber duck.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just yours.
Let's check into that.
So have your name on. That'd be cool. Okay, so got your themes. What are some themes of the one, or can you even talk about themes you want to put in?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to throw them out. We're doing like a Hansel and Gretel kind of game. And we're also doing like a Doomsday Bunker sort of game. Those are going to be smaller games that are like for two to six people. We're looking at a donut shop game because Dunkin' Donuts was started in Massachusetts or in New England.
It's amazing.
And
one more reason for me
Dunkin'
to go over
Donuts.
there. I do love it. Sounds really good right now.
We are looking at a Christmas room because we love Christmas, and it'll be kind of a skin of the inheritance here, which is already
kind of scary Christmas room is this? It's got human skin in it.
No, stop it. The
Scary
Sasquatch
Santa.
I already talked about.
Yep.
A kind of a D&D dragon type of game we're looking at, and then possibly a casino game. So those are the thoughts right now
Yeah.
of what we're looking at.
I know in
And then
Destin you were
keeping the
kind of
space
looking.
room.
That's the big thing.
We were thinking of like because the candy factory was here.
Hasbro?
Yeah, Hasbro's here. Yeah.
What is that? That's
The games.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. We could do
Interesting.
we could do a Hasbro game museum kind of thing. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. So your kind of process then for developing puzzles and challenges, what does that look like right now?
Kind of what a lot of what the other escape room owners were talking about. So you come up with a theme, then the story, then the scenery and the props, and from the scenery and props you come up with the puzzles instead of puzzles that you're trying to fit into the scenery. Like, I really like this puzzle, so I'm going to try to fit it in. I really like the idea of you've got the whole set design, and now we're going to make puzzles that fit into that set design. So that's the process.
Maybe this is why it takes me forever on my bags, because I could do it the complete opposite.
Right.
Oh, I like this puzzle. How do I make it work? It takes forever.
Try it the other way.
Maybe I should try that first. So when you guys did your little trip around to do 4 million escape rooms, you met a ton of people. I mean, we've interviewed a lot of people that you met too for the show, but like, are you using some of those people and having some of them help you with the new business?
I've reached out to a few of them for different things. One of the big things is that we're looking to use this COGS system, which is you use their boxes for the tech part of it, and then you run the quote unquote show or game off the computer, and you can trigger things and you can watch the progress and send hints through that. But COGS is a UK thing, and so it's very popular. I think it's popular over there. Here, not so much, and so it's hard to find people who know that system if I need help with that. That's one thing I'm running into, because everybody that we've interviewed, or not everybody, but a lot of them use Node-RED, and I don't want to have to learn a whole system. I want it already pre-built.
What does Lock and Clue
Node-RED
currently
would be
have?
free. What's that?
What's Lock and Clue currently have?
Nothing. So basically they have cameras in there, and they just watch, and they use walkie-talkies to communicate, and we want to get rid of that. Yeah.
And that might work in the agent room, but
right, exactly. If it's
theme.
Very themed, it makes sense. Even in the vault, it makes sense, but it's still, there's other ways you can do it.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest need or the biggest change that you have to do right now before much longer to
marketing is the biggest thing, because they didn't do any marketing, and they told us straight up, they're like, listen, we never did marketing. We had a website, and we had a Facebook page that they only basically put team photos on.
Yeah, because I looked through that.
So there are changes that we're making. Like, we've already stopped the whole team picture in the lobby thing. They're taking pictures in the rooms. So little changes like that could be made right away. We're doing. I've got a list, Chris. It's so long.
I can only imagine.
The rooms themselves, we want to, like I talked about, the beginning and endings, and so and the bonus puzzles, those are things that we want to do. There are blind spots with the cameras. There's not enough cameras in there, so we need to add cameras. They used baby monitors for speed, like to hear, like as mics. So we need to put like actual mics in the rooms because sometimes it's hard to hear what they're saying.
Those are meant to just hear if the baby's crying, not actually what they're saying to you.
Right. Exactly. And then just a deep clean of this place. Most of their stuff was like bought at auctions and that type of thing. Tina came up and just the kitchen alone, she deep cleaned that place and it looks amazing. And we got rid of just a lot of the random stuff that was just there that, a lot of stuff that was here because maybe down the road it could be used for something. Maybe. We're getting rid of all of that stuff. I had junk guys come the other day and they took out so much stuff, and that was just the beginning. So yep, deep clean, improve the current rooms, and then start doing build outs, and then to market. We're rebranding with a new name, new logo.
All right. So, okay. So did you choose the new logo? Have you picked which one? And then the correct question after that is, why did you choose the one I picked?
Which is the one that you liked the most?
So, okay. So I'm back and forth. There was one that you had that had a crow on it.
The raven
and I
or
liked,
crow. Yeah.
Because then it could be kind of your little mascot that you have kind of throughout.
That it was sitting on top of the cauldron.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
no, I really like that one too. That was not a favorite.
The other one is the one that actually won with the favorites on the poll. The one that, which was good. The problem with that, and that one would look so good on a sign. That one would look good in a lot of your advertising. I don't know how that would look as the one color like shirt. Like if you put it as just one color.
So we're looking at, because that one had so many little details on it too. It looks really good. It'll look great as a pin, an enamel pin. But the one that I think you mentioned, you're like, this one's forgettable. That's the one we're looking to go.
Really?
With. Yeah, because
now I got to look at them again.
We went on 99 Designs and did this contest, and so there's all these designers that participated and submitted their ideas, and then you say, well, I like this, but I don't like that, and they'll resubmit. So you have like this week of where you're just going back and forth. We actually ended up picking 3 winners. It was the first 2, with the one you were talking about that's detailed and the one that is like quote unquote forgettable. Those 2 were the same designer. So we got those 2. Then the Raven one we got, and then we got the one that has like the orange color, but we got that as a transparent, so I could put any color behind it.
Okay.
And we think that'll make a great shirt and maybe sticker.
So that one is almost the same as the one, it's by the same person without the orange color.
Yeah. I did 2 different versions of that one for the poll. But,
so the forgettable one, was that the one with the purple steam coming out?
Yeah. It's just easier to put that on things, and it's a little simpler than the one that kind of was the favorite. I like the look of the favorite for sure. I like it kind of has a vintage feel as well. But.
So these designers, did they see my comments too when I made comments?
No, they don't see those.
I was like, oh no, I hope they didn't see that. I was kind of mean. That's so funny. Okay.
Yeah, no.
The one that you're gonna make a pin. Oh man, that I will totally, when I want one, because I would totally wear that. That is cool looking.
I ordered stickers from
Did you?
The one
the Sticky brand?
Sticky brand, yeah.
Sticky brand. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm excited for that.
There's a lot to do for sure.
And
I need Tina up here.
So you're running this with Tina, who is your brand new fiance, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Did you get engaged on official escape room day, October 1st?
No.
Oh.
We did take ownership of this place on
that day.
Escape room day. Yeah. National Escape Room Day. Nerd Day.
Nerd. It's so true. Fits. So how has that been? Because she's staying in Florida, right?
She won't be coming up here until February. That's when our lease down in Florida is up, and she will be leaving her job that she is ready to leave. But she needs to wrap up a bunch of things before then. So that's the plan right now, the beginning of February. And it cannot come soon enough. It is a little lonely being up here without her, and we do talk every day, but yeah, I need her here with me.
When does this air? Her boss doesn't listen to this, does he?
Right.
She's not done yet.
Maybe I need to cut this out. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if they listen to this. Well, I was wondering how that would last, because I can't imagine, like, it'd be so hard to be like, I'm doing a job I don't really enjoy. Mm-hmm. And the dream is up in Rhode Island. All right. So tell me, we kind of talked about some of these. So the Rhode Island has that really kind of unique market there. It's definitely different than Destin. And so what does that look like with attracting visitors and getting business? And
we're not sure. I mean, it's definitely the walk-ins. Not having walk-ins is different. But the biggest thing, I think, is in Kissimmee summer, or I should say anytime the kids were out, that was the busy time. Apparently, the summer is a slow season here, because if the weather is good, people don't want to be indoors. They're out, right? Where in Florida, during the summer, you want to be indoors. It's so hot.
Right. You go to the air conditioning.
But the winter, so we're about to get into the busy season right now.
That was going to be my next question. What busy season looks like.
So that's what's going to be different. And it's funny because when I first moved up here and I was talking to people, they're like, oh, listen, Rhode Islanders or roadies or Rylanders, whatever you call them, they are, I guess New England people are very straightforward, right? They tell you what they think. And somebody even said they're kind of grumpy. I haven't noticed that at all. Like, people have been so friendly and so nice here, which is great. And like I said, people that have been coming here they really like these rooms.
What do you think your like biggest surprise, or maybe like biggest learning moment you've had with this experience since you started? What do you think is
I think it's how little I know about it.
No, I could have told you that.
Right. I had
I could have helped you with that one.
But oh my goodness, man. From simple tech, I just don't know. Like, these are not things that was part of camp, right? Part of my career or my education was any sort of tech stuff.
The tech and is crazy.
That is or set design, any of that. Those are skills. While there's a bunch of skills from camp that I can apply, there's a bunch that I didn't get anywhere. So that's what's hard. And you can't just call another escape room owner and say, hey, I need to know how to do this. And they're like, oh yeah, do the thingamabob and put it into take your
phalange, put it in the formarkles and
right.
5 more dingle hoppers and you click on the skippity doo and you're set. If there's anyone listening that is like you are a person that does escape room tech, I'm going to tell you right now, create the preschool version and you would have, I think, a ton of business from new owners. I do one little thing. I use that Wiz RFID Wiz.
RFID Wiz.
Because it is so simple and I get that and that's it. Anything else I've tried with Arduino or any of that, I'm like, how am I this dumb? I'm not this dumb.
Right.
Like, I feel so dumb. And then you talk or you watch these videos on YouTube and I'm like, where's the before? I need before this beginner
way
class.
Over your head.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So that's where I'm like really kind of
maybe as you learn, you could start jotting it down and then teach others.
Seriously. I think I will do some videos.
A learn with me class. Learn with Curt.
That's good. Seriously. Other than that, how much work it is. I have a notebook full of to-dos. And from the business end, marketing, the registration end, the staffing, the building of rooms, it goes on and on and on. So yeah, it's a lot. I thought taking over an existing business would be so much easier, but it's
just different problems.
It's just different. Yeah, it really is. So those are the things I've learned.
before we started recording today, I was telling Curt, even when I came here at this camp and took over, just the amount of stuff, like you walk around, you see like, oh, this needs to be changed, and this has, and you have to really just write it all down because there's no money to do it all, and there's no time to do it all. But you're like, oh, like that beige light switch really needs to be white to match the wall, but I have to do this instead with
priorities,
whatever program, because it's bigger and more important.
Yeah.
And so it's, I couldn't imagine. I would probably, my ADHD would go into some crazy overdrive.
It's true. But, like, I can't focus on one thing.
Have you seen Inside Out 2?
Yes.
So when she goes and she has the anxiety attack and anxiety is just going around crazy, that would be, if there's an ADHD emotion, that's what mine would be doing in a new escape room, just running around.
I hear you, man. I feel it. And the thing is, luckily I can, for the most part, if I concentrate, I could shut off my mind when I go to bed. I had to think of something else. Like Tina can't. She'll be up, and other people that I know are, they can't turn off their minds, so the stress gets to them and all the things they need to do. But I have been kept up at night many a night since I've been here, and I have to consciously just kind of think of something different in order to get to sleep. But it's crazy.
If I've learned anything from my random allergies to the stuff here in Indiana, Benadryl works great for sleeping. So
okay.
If you need any more drug advice, I'm here for you for that.
Better living through pharmaceuticals. Gotcha.
But it is great. I've slept through entire days. It's wonderful. All right, I want to see if you answer this question similar to some of our interviewees we've had on the podcast. If you could give advice to someone looking to transition into the escape room industry, what would it be?
I mean, it hasn't even been a month. You got to ask me later. I mean, I guess the only thing is make escape room friends, like owners that you can reach out to.
Yeah, that's good. So do you think you've learned a lot from your trips and from the podcast? What are some top things that you maybe taken from our podcast and from the trips that you're really using right now?
There are things. Hint systems, having good hint system, having fun hint system. It's not easy to figure out how to do that, but that's something we really want to do. The bonus puzzles we talked about, how important music and set design are. Even though we're puzzle people, it's still, there's still something about a good set design and the music, the lighting, and everything else. We talked about the beginnings and endings, customer service. I think even with doing little things that are different, like if a house talks to you, right? You go into like a little closet and you hear, shut the door, something like that. That is something I want to, okay, maybe not. I know the horror thing.
If you hear the house is talking to you, Curt, maybe you need to get some more sleep. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Those little,
I think actors,
and to make it sound like it's coming from the closet instead of the speaker in the corner of the room.
Exactly. Yeah. I think actors are fun if it's not overdone and you've got staff that are into it. The rooms here all have a little bit of acting, whether it's just the game master doing it at the beginning for the story, or if it's a little bit more. But we really enjoy that. And we've done games where there's like a video. So there's a video during the game. So it doesn't have to be a staff member that's acting, but if you have somebody in there like that, it can elevate the story, and we really enjoy that. And then not to use walkie-talkies. Yeah. Or not to have somebody go in and give hints, right? I get walkie-talkies for certain games. They really fit the narrative, but there's cross chatter from outside, and sometimes people can't understand you if they have auditory issues, and I don't know. I just don't like them, man. and I want to get rid of them.
As we are building our new one here at camp, one of the things we're looking at, like right now, I go into the room. So the game master's in the room with the campers.
Yeah.
Which I hate, but a big part of that is they don't have any other adults that come because sometimes they sign. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out like, okay, I need to figure out how to do it so that I don't have to be like, I'll go in there when it's just campers. So they have that adult presence. But otherwise, if we have a group come out here, I want to make sure I can sit out and just be the game master.
Yeah.
And they can experience like a real escape room.
With the kids, I get it. In fact, they had a kids game here. That's the one that we were removing. And the game master played a character in the room the whole time.
Yeah.
But that's why the staff are like, we don't want to run that game anymore. One of the staff got there's these little plastic animals, because it's a zoo. And so there's these plastic animals. And one of the game masters got jabbed with a lion in the cheek. And
what's happening?
And it's like, okay, I can see why you wouldn't want to host that game anymore.
I was just looking on our podcast schedule, episode 19. We did a look back at the key takeaways from season 1. So that might be a good, if anyone out there is listening that missed that episode and you're thinking of starting a room where you just got it, or you're kind of, those are some, we had just kind of went through some of our favorite things about season 1 that we learned from everyone. Kind of went through.
Yeah. I need to go through like all the show notes and kind of remember and get some tips. Right now, I feel like I'm in the deep end. And so once I get to the shallow end, then I can sprinkle in some things.
I say season 2, episode 1 is our red flags. So I'm going to look and see if you have any of my red flags.
True. I should check that.
But things that we whine about. Where do you see not just your escape room business, but maybe all of them being in the next 5 years? Do you think it'll be completely different, or
I don't know. I know there's
changing yours for that.
I think that the biggest change which I think the industry, I know is going towards, is away from that low success rate, right? More and more understand that people are paying good money. They want to experience the whole room. They want to win. Even if they don't win, they want to...
either. I don't want to be done in 20 minutes.
True, for sure. As far as us, we want to redo the lobby. So we want to have like a themed out lobby. We want to have events. We're going to do kind of the team building, the party stuff. But I feel like a lot of escape rooms, and I don't see necessarily this changing, but it's all about the rooms, where we want to have like the total experience from the moment you step in to the moment you leave. Just everything being like, oh, wow, from the lobby going, oh, I love the lobby. I'm looking for a tiny duck or whatever, to getting into the room, doing the room, and then coming out and going back to the lobby. And maybe you're looking at some merch or grabbing a snack or something. You go to the restrooms, themed restrooms. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at and what we want to do. But that's the 5-year plan. There's a lot to do to get us there. So I know I think people go, oh, you got this place. We want to come and check out your rooms. And I'm thinking, these aren't our rooms yet, right? I'm like, can you come in about 3 years when we're ready for you?
Give them your Venmo account and tell them we can be faster. You just have to drop a couple.
That's right.
Buckaroos here in the Venmo.
Exactly.
All right, let's do a speed round. We do it with every other guest.
Okay, why not?
I'm gonna speed round you. Now let me remind you, Curt, you get 1 word or 1 sentence answers.
Oh,
do not take these and talk forever. What is your favorite nonfiction book, if you have one? Curt does know how to read. I don't know if people know that about him. He does.
I think the Disney books that are Disney business, like Disney Way or the Inside the Magic Kingdom, those types of books really interest me.
A favorite fiction book?
Ready Player One.
Oh, there's a movie about that. What are you reading?
The movie's horrible.
What is your favorite escape rooms that you've played?
I've talked about it before. Seed of Hope is still our favorites at the Sanctuary in Oklahoma.
Okay. Game or location you want to play or visit that you haven't yet?
Right now, Montreal. Yep. You know.
Favorite board? Now you are living Hasbro country. Now, what is your favorite board game?
I have no idea if it's Hasbro. I'm a simple guy. Yahtzee. Yahtzee's my favorite. Yeah.
Ugh, no.
I love Yahtzee. Connect 4 is good too.
What is your favorite YouTube or TikTok channel?
Mark Rober or Pitch Meeting. Those are probably my 2 favorite YouTubes.
Is that the one where the guy is like, let me pitch you a movie?
Yeah.
And then like he describes it horribly and just like, yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Exactly.
Those are good ones. Well, if anyone needs to contact you or things like that, you know where to reach him. He's here on the podcast normally.
I mean, yeah, you can call not Lock and Clue because it's going to be Mystery Soup escape rooms soon. Yeah, soon. I think November 15th is when we're doing the transition. You can reach out to Mystery Soup Escape Games. Just look for our website, mysterysoup escaperooms.com.
Right there. Say that again.
Mystery Escape. Wait, Mystery Soup escaperooms.com.
Well, this has been exciting. I cannot wait to come and visit. That's it for this brew of mystery soup. Keep your wits sharp and your mysteries unsolved. Until next time. This is Chris and Curt. Curt's the interviewer, or I'm the interviewer. Curt's the guest this week. Where the plot thickens. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Mystery Soup.